What is good, YouTube? So tonight we're gonna be flying out of where are we? New Orleans, I think it was. That's not where we are. New Orleans. Over here in the parking lot. That's where we are. Get Volanta out of the screen. I probably should have had that back to idle when I hit the starter. They parked me really close to this little building here. And I don't have a way to move myself, so. I feel like in real life this might be a problem. Like it would be blowing that little building apart. If you ever start doing something and then forget to finish it? For like 3 hours. That's where I feel like I'm at right now. Got a few minutes before bedtime. Go for a play. I don't know why it's daytime. Real time must be on. Live weather is not on. Let's reboot this guy. Do morning or night? Early morning. We're doing visual flying. I mean, flying at night's not so bad either. It's just, it's not as enjoyable for, I feel like it's less enjoyable for the viewer at nighttime. Just notice none of these dials dim out. Alright, let's get going. I'm gonna slide back a little bit. Ooh, see, that's what I didn't want. I didn't want to be that. Why would they park me so close to that? Let's get out of here. I had to let go of the controls for a second, which is kind of sketch. not all of the controls, just cyclic. That's why we're like going off. You can let go of cyclic for a little bit. Like right now, I'm trying to balance this with what do you call it? The collective. Like say we have forward momentum. Flying a helicopter is about momentum. And I'm not saying I'm good at it. It's about momentum and like, you have to think of it as like if you were hanging a toy helicopter on a string, like by its, like pretend it was a puppet, and then you're like flying it around, and then somehow you're able to rotate the tail. I guess yeah, you could have a string for that as well, right? Without tangling up the strings, and you're gonna like swing it around and stuff, and the strings up at your fingers are basically to a point, like a pinpoint. If you can think of it something like that, so like when you turn it and whatnot, you don't want it to be out of whack. Like it's, imagine it's like I said, it's on a string and you're like swinging it around. How you would want that to be, to have it be a smooth, you know, smooth action or whatever, flying action. So like we turn the tail this way and we're lowering collective while I'm turning, we're gonna lose a lot of speed here. So you can use this to slow down. I'm gonna add more collective again. And we're gonna just kind of make a full turn and start going in this, back the way we came almost. And so if we're coming up with speed here, you can lower collective while kind of putting the tail back a little bit, or you could turn the whole thing sideways like that. It's kind of rough. I don't know where the ground's really at in my mind yet, so I have to like listen. Like I know when we're getting close, like I know we're on it right now, but because I don't really have that sense of like where the ground's actually at, and this game is tricky anyway sometimes with ground. Here's okay, but when you land in a field, sometimes the ground will be like below the ground. So we'll bring it back over here, we'll put it down over here. So right now I'm not touching the collective, we just don't have enough to stay airborne. So now we're just going to continue to kind of come down slowly, and then at the last second you can pitch back a little bit, and you know, kind of slowly let some of the collective out again. Like at the same time, you're doing all this stuff kind of at the same time, and at some point your brain starts to say like, okay, I need to make all of these different movements at the same time to get the desired result that I want, like to go into the direction that I want to go into. And again, I'm not trying to say I'm good at flying the helicopters, but that's it. That's what you're doing. Is like right now the collective's just kind of enough to keep us airborne. And you can play around with that. You can imagine it like your, like I said, the string thing, but when you have just enough collective to stay airborne, it's like you're sliding around on an infinitely slippery surface. And then you can imagine that gravity is, so we're actually going down, so I have to add a little more collective to maintain flight. So your collective, you're going to use it a lot, but you're generally making small adjustments. of course you can make more aggressive inputs. Like right now I'm adding more and more and more collective, and then I'm gonna kind of level off. I'm gonna roll the collective back. We're gonna buzz past this tower here, and we'll gain a little altitude, and then I can start adding collective back in while pitching the nose forward, so that we can get more speed, more momentum. Like I said, the helicopter's like, it's aerodynamics, but it's just like maintaining the momentum of the vehicle in the direction that's desired. And then understand that when you remove momentum, you have to put it somewhere. So right now I'm going to be turning the whole helicopter backwards, so I'm lowering collective. I'm rolling the stick kind of like, oh, I went too far back, removed too much collective. Talking too much. Usually I just make that maneuver. It's weird doing it slowly. So we'll start over, and then I'll try to describe what I did. So we'll get going this way, get some speed. Not a bunch of speed, but I'm gonna start turning the tail backwards, and I'm definitely playing with the collective while I do this. And like I said, I usually just do it in one smooth maneuver. I was trying to talk about it. So now we're gonna go backwards, and I basically am doing the same thing as I would if I was going forwards, except in reverse. So, too much. Go back this way a little more. Add more collective, and I'm gonna swing the nose back around, and we're just gonna carry on. Like, I'm gonna take collective back out, blow out more back in. See, you can see that you're using the collective and the cyclic together along with the rotor, because every one of those things is interacting with the other in some sort of way. And it's not always exactly what I expected it would be, because the blades are rotating, you know, above us. They're rotating, I believe it's clockwise, or I don't remember. Whatever direction they're rotating is going to have a torquing effect on the vessel, the cabin here. So when we're in motion like this, you don't really have to mess with the tail too much at all. Not too much. You're just kind of keeping the nose pointed where you wanted it, where you want to go, the direction you want to go. It's when you come slow to a hover that all of these, some might say that it flies a lot like a fixed wing aircraft while in motion, forward motion. With any kind of speed, that you get 60 knots or something, 50 knots, probably even less. It starts behaving more like an aircraft with speed. So here we go. I was just going to kind of land over here by the railroad tracks for a moment. I tried to be soft on that, but it's like the clunk sound is real loud. And I felt like that was a pretty soft landing. And then sometimes it's super quiet. It's hard to gauge. I'm trying to get my brain used to where the ground is. Like where exactly that is. And this is stuff I think that would be maybe a little bit easier in real life, because you see the helicopter pilots literally just kind of looking out the window or looking over the side. And here I could see down at my feet, but in real life it would look, your perspective would be more like this. I just don't have a big enough monitor to get the whole picture here. I would need like 20 more monitors. But that's why I was thinking about just getting a set of those goggles, some VR goggles. You can kind of like go forward and get some speed, and also you can kind of like stall them and air for a second at weird angles. We'll do the, bring it around like this. And then I'm gonna like increase and then decrease collective, or decrease it and then increase it. To get it to kind of like stick in one spot for a second. Try to do it like this way. And then gonna bring it back up. It's like bringing it like, it's kind of like sideways, lowering collective, and then, oh, see, I did a bad job, we might die. Instead of talking about it, I need to just do it and then talk about it. Because it's like a whole fluid motion when you're moving over that. I do it a lot while I'm coming in for a landing. Like you can start bringing out collective and then turning it. Yeah, I should just shut my mouth and fly. Oops. Damn it. That was really harsh. No, being such a bear. I'm overcorrecting is what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll just keep touching down over and over again to get, practice doing that. See, like here, up here's the bubble, and then when you come through it, it's gonna like, oop, see, I'm like scared I'm gonna come slamming down. Like I did a second ago. So that didn't make any clunky noises. Bring it over here. Need to get up off the ground a little more. I mean, you can fly, you can like fly touching the skids, I'll fly across the whole runway sometimes, just like dragging the front skids at speed. Because I feel like, I touched the skid. I feel like the more you make contact with stuff and bump into stuff, it's a video game or whatever, you're not breaking anything. So, who cares? Like, who cares if you damage something? It's not my real $1 million helicopter or something. And then you get used to like where exactly are the limits of this vehicle, like what can I get away with before I lose control, before I break something. See, there was like kind of what I was talking about, where it's in a pitch position, and by working the cyclic, mostly it's just cyclic at that point. I mean, I'm making some inputs on that's what I meant, it's collective, sorry. You're making adjustments to collective when it's pitched up like that. And you can get it to kind of like hang in the air while it reorientates itself. Like, I'll try to do it here a little bit. You see what I'm talking about? Like, it just tilts, but like we weren't losing or gaining altitude really. And I'm doing that through both the cyclic and collective, and of course you have to be making sure the tail is where you want it. So I'm doing all three of those things at the same time. Something like that. Ooh, that was probably harsh. Yeah, that was harsh. Like I said, I'm going to bump into stuff right now because I'm still in my first so many hours of flying helicopters. I haven't been able to really be on here too much. for a while. Like this whole last weekend I didn't get on. And today is like Tuesday. So I'm rusty and I'm new. That's a bad combination. Rusty meaning like I didn't play for a week or so. And then I'm new meaning like I have 0 flight hours. Or yeah, 5? Maybe 5 hours with helicopters. But they're awesome. I like helicopters. They're not fast, but they're fun for this. Like when I jump in the airplanes, like I've got 1,000 hours on what do you call them? Fixed wing, like my 320, my Neo 320s, particular version 1. I don't like the version 2 at all, really. I just don't fly it. It's hard to explain why I don't like it, because they're basically the same. Some little nuances I don't like. But then I just got into the rotorcraft. Because you know, you really need controls for that. I was trying to use the Xbox controller, and you can, but it's advisable to go ahead and get some, you know, a flight yoke, a collective stick, and some pedals, and it's gonna make the game so much more enjoyable. Oops, I didn't see that tower right there until the last second. So now we're gonna go this way. Sometimes I don't know if I'm blind, probably blind, but other time, yeah, I'm just blind probably. The textures load in late or something. So yeah, I have about maybe 5 hours of flight with helicopters. So you let me know if I'm doing okay. Go right between here. Whoop. This is how I fly when I'm just for entertainment. Because one, it's challenging more than just flying up in the sky where there's nothing you could possibly get hurt by. Whoops. See, what did we even hit? It's like a glitch in the Matrix, because I don't think we touched anything over here. Or it was maybe a sudden change in elevation and I just couldn't tell. Sometimes the game be like, oh, maybe we did touch the. No, see, there's nothing there. There's it's like interfering with nothing. And I think maybe that's sometimes you can see the split in the map here. Yeah, there's a split in the map. Because it's like a grid. They're like 256 mile or something. I don't know, some big square mile grid of this terrible looking map below. You can get better maps, or you know, you can make it load in like off Google Maps. But I stopped doing that because it's expensive on data. Because all this is coming off of like the internet. It's not coming off local. The base is, but some things may be local. But a lot of things aren't. And if it doesn't load in, it just puts like weird blocky house things. You can see where stuff's detailed and where it isn't. Like this will probably have more details over here. know how it's wrong. I don't think they meant for us to fly this low, but maybe I think 2024 has better textures at ground level. It seems to. So I'm gonna pick that up, maybe for Christmas or something. I gotta catch it on a sale. I'm not paying what they're asking for. This is too much money anymore. I guess I shouldn't say it's too much. It is what it is, but it's more than I want to spend on it. Maybe it's worth it. I do. This is now approaching the most played game I've ever played. Like having the most hours played is in this flight sim. What if we go through the bridge? We can't. We cannot go through the bridge. We're gonna die. We didn't die. The RPM alarm will go off soon. There we go. No, you cannot go through this bridge. Doesn't even look like we can go under it. How are the cars going through it? Some houses load in good, some don't. Or maybe this is just how it looks in Louisiana. Is that where we're at, Louisiana, right? I don't know where people go in Louisiana. Let's check the map. I mean, I guess this is it, really. Let's go look around. Or am I saying Louisiana? Is that where we are? I don't even know where we are. I'm tired. It's probably my bedtime. It is. It'll be my bedtime in 10 minutes. Like their coastline. It's weird to me because like I grew up in Florida, so anywhere there's a coastline, it just looks like a beach. Doesn't really look like a beach. Looks like a lake. Is this a lake? Maybe it is. So there, you can see what I mean by like we're trading momentum for altitude there to go to the right, and then we can just like add it back in, and add collective back in, nosing down, a little more adding some collective to keep us from crashing into the ground. And then it's like, it's just like a swing. It's like a swing set or something. Imagine like that. But you can use the collective to help you rotate the body of the aircraft too. As well as cyclic, like in combination with each other. Like I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna turn the nose back to the right a little bit. And I did that by adding more collective. They're like torques the body around. So like if I drop collective and then go to the right, it's like easier. It makes it just as it wants to. The physics are happening, the torquings of all the different things, I guess. I'm not a scientist. Let's go under the wires. What might this be? Kind of like village. That's a baseball diamond or rec field or something. Some stuff, look how it looks like melted and stuff, and then some stuff will be like crisp and clear. Maybe this one loaded in better. That's probably not an advisable maneuver. Or are we out of fuel? Yeah, we are. We're out of fuel. Logbook? This has never worked since February. Look, it doesn't log any of my stuff. And what happened here? Continue. Did we run out of fuel? No? What happened? What happened? It's like was the generator off? And we like killed the battery? But why would that make us lose ignition? Go back to idle and try to start it. I know we're cheating because we're coming. I just want to take off. I gotta go to bed in 7 minutes. Come on, let's go. Like, I know we didn't burn enough fuel to have to stop. What is going on? What is going on? Is this safe to fly? I don't know what's going on. It's like the gauges are flickering. Nothing's working. I don't know what happened. What was it saying? I mean, it's gonna have alarms right now because it's starting up. Or starting off. It sounds like they're spooling up. But the cages keep cutting off. But I've never had this happen before. I don't know if I broke something. We're just gonna take off again. I broke the helicopter. I don't know what I broke or how I broke it, but landing 1.1 G. 0.9. That was a heavy one. But something went wrong. I was trying to put it down south. Where are we at? Ready to fly. And now it's starting me ready to fly. Everything's weird. Generator's on. Logo light, yeah. Fire up for a little bit more. I'm kind of bored here with this scenery. Let's go towards the city. I was about to say let's go somewhere else, but let's go this way for a minute. Of course, they're limited so much in speed by that. The blade that's moving and holding us, the big one, they're spinning in a direction, like they have a rotation through the air. So one side's going through the air slower as it's going the same direction, or the opposite direction that we're headed. So it moves slower through the air. And then the other side has to go through the air faster because it's going in, you know, it has to cut through the air in the direction that we're going. So then that right there is going to put a lot of limits on like how fast you can actually, a helicopter can move through the air. Of course, like the more and more, or the faster you want to go, the more collective you're adding in. This building caught my attention.
Bravo Uniform Sierra, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Like a school. It is a school. Or a church. It's a church. Yeah. Probably church. Anyways,
Bravo Uniform Sierra, did you hear my last transmission?
Alright, the faster you want to go, you're adding more and more collective. But like you can see, it's like pushing, as I do that, the whole thing's trying to do different stuff. It's like trying to push
Bravo
the tail
Uniform
around.
Sierra, did you hear my last transmission?
It's trying to make us go up, but I want to go forward. So I have to keep pushing the nose forward, but I'm also pushing it, like, this is forward. So I'm not really pushing forward, I'm like pushing forward to the right. Okay, there we go, to get us leveled out. And I'm using some tail input also. But not too much, because then I'm not going in the
Bravo
desired
Uniform Sierra, acknowledge
direction.
last transmission.
I mean, alternatively, you can, when you're going fast enough, it's kind of like tilting anyway to the left, or it wants to tilt to the left. So you're using inputs to try to keep it level. I mean, I don't know. I don't always do that though, because I just don't care enough to. You can also take out a little collective. If you're
Bravo
going
Uniform Sierra,
too fast to
APC
the
service
point where
terminated.
it's
Good
trying
day.
to force it to tilt. Like you're accelerating too hard. See, they got details on buildings. Like, what were those bears back there? But it's like down here in between the buildings. Like, they'll have details like that. But miss other things. Like, that's probably actually on the building, whatever that is, in real life. It's just like highly pixelated, whatever it is. this is more entertaining down here, downtown. All this downtown. Like, why would it be entertaining to just fly around up in the sky where you can't even see any of the details? This building is. See, it'll be interesting to see. I think 24, you could. It's a lot clearer at ground level. See, look, there's something written on the roof here. What is this? It's squared up. What does this say? Something in iron. Maybe it'll be easier to read if we're up higher, if we're external. I'm really bad at flying in third person, so forgive me. Ironworks. Irish Channel Ironworks, right? Let's go back first person plan. I can't see what I'm doing. Let's check that. What was it? Irish? I already forgot. I know I need to go to bed. Irish Channel Ironworks. Let's look it up real quick. I'm just gonna like land on this building here. Sometimes buildings are hollow. Doing it. New Orleans. So yeah, that's actually on the building in real life. Found them on Facebook. Alright, I'm probably gonna have to call it here soon, but I've just been having fun flying around out here. And I really, if I get an hour or so to fly, that's when I really start getting, you know, like it starts clicking. Starts making sense in my brain. Got anywhere to land on this? I don't know. I tried to land on a cruise ship before and it was hollow. Let's check this one for solidness. Oh, it is solid. I was kind of expecting not to be. This is probably solid too then. Indeed. It's like melting though. I don't know what that's about, Microsoft. I don't know, like I said, I don't think that's a problem as much, and you can definitely tell as an image. There's like plaster on the side of the bridge here. It's like a reflection. See it? But I mean, I forgive it because it's literally the whole planet. I said that before, but I'm gonna say it again. It's the whole planet, so. It's not a perfect simulation of Earth. It just has a lot though. Like it'll have like those little details like that on the building there. House. It's just a pink house, or is it a donut shop? No, maybe that's a Las Vegas thing. I don't know if pink boxes everywhere. Oops. Oh, we dead. We dead, guys. Climb out of this hole. I think I bumped a rock inside of this plant over here. Purple house. Some interesting colored houses out here. While learning to fly helicopters, I just embrace the fact that I'm going to crash. And sometimes we're going to get killed. Until I get good. until I get good at flying helicopters, I might crash into stuff. See, that truck was shiny. Did you see that? I saw a shiny vehicle earlier, and then some of them are like transparent, like that one is. Like some of them look like detailed, like way more detailed than others. It's really weird. Like, what is going on? I'm never, like I've said before, and if, like, I'll just say things for a while and then I'll probably stop saying this. I don't know, maybe I'll say the same things forever, but I don't really plan on where I'm gonna fly to. Generally, I'm just trying to get better at flying. Practicing maneuvers, flying low to the ground, crashing into stuff. So that's probably what you'll see a lot of. But we're probably not going anywhere in particular. I'm using a lot of the momentum, or what do they call it? They call it like power or energy or something on here, but it's like inertia really is what you're doing when you're making a lot of maneuvering like that, rapid, changing direction, using the collective a lot. It starts like slowing there must be some type of flywheel that it's like robbing, or just the inertial energy of the turbines, and it starts slowing down your RPMs. They build up pretty fast, build back up pretty fast. You could see there where it was settling, like you didn't get change in direction, and sometimes it'll be like settling, and you can just make inputs to correct that, or you can just maintain. Like when I first started, I was like overcorrecting a lot for sure flying, and really you just have to wait for it. Like you gotta wait for that pendulum to swing, basically. Like that. It's timing, and you're in motion. You're just timing the motions with small inputs or big ones. We're gonna maybe touch the ground here. Whoops, mistake. But basically, I guess what I was saying, you can get yourself into like self-induced oscillations where you keep trying to correct your overcorrection with more overcorrection. And so sometimes the best thing to do is like give it a second to see what's actually, I mean, until your brain gets it locked in, so you'll figure it out. But I guess what I'm saying is it'll click or something, and then you'll just start doing all the stuff at the right time. FedEx. It's like I could tell what it said until I got closer, and then it was blurrier. Like illegible after. Probably would have felt that. I'm just actually, like, I don't want to go to bed, but I need to, so I gotta find somewhere to land. Hopefully I'll get some more time to play this week. If you have any requests as to where I should fly, leave it below in the comments. You leave coordinates and I'll take off from the coordinates. I'm gonna land over here in this big old field. Go about these weeds over here. Supposed to go backwards. I'm like waiting for it to touch the ground. There's the ground. Alright, y'all have a good one. And we'll see you next time.